Ever felt that knot of anxiety tightening in your stomach as you navigate the maze of financing your education? You've pored over course catalogs, dreamt of late-night study sessions fueled by lukewarm coffee, and maybe even pictured yourself striding across that graduation stage. But then reality hits. How are you actually going to pay for all of this? Student loans often emerge as a crucial piece of the puzzle, a lifeline to bridge the gap between your aspirations and your bank account. And if you're exploring your options, chances are you've stumbled upon platforms like LendKey, known for connecting borrowers with various lending partners. But here's the question that might be keeping you up at night. Do you need a cosigner to unlock those funds on LendKey? It's a question loaded with uncertainty, a potential roadblock on your path to academic success. The thought of needing someone else to vouch for your financial responsibility can feel daunting, especially if you're striving for independence. So, let's unpack this. Let's delve into the intricacies of student loans, the role of a cosigner, and what LendKey specifically looks for when you submit your application. First, let's zoom out a bit and understand why the concept of a cosigner even exists in the world of lending. Lenders, whether they're traditional banks, credit unions, or online platforms like those partnered with LendKey, are essentially taking a risk when they provide you with a loan. They're betting on your ability to repay that money with interest over a set period. For young adults, particularly those with limited or no credit history, which is often the case with students, assessing that risk can be challenging. Think about it from the lender's perspective. You might have a bright future, a stellar academic record, and unwavering determination. But on paper, you might not have a long track record of managing credit, paying bills consistently, or demonstrating a stable income. This is where a cosigner steps in. A cosigner, in essence, is someone who agrees to share the responsibility of the loan with you. They are legally obligated to repay the debt if you, the primary borrower, fail to do so. This significantly reduces the lender's risk. By having a cosigner with a strong credit history and a stable financial background, the lender gains confidence that the loan will be repaid, even if your own financial situation takes an unexpected turn. Now, let's bring LendKey into the picture. LendKey isn't a direct lender itself. Instead, it acts as a marketplace, connecting borrowers with a network of banks and credit unions that offer student loans. This means that the specific requirements for a loan, including the need for a cosigner, can vary depending on the individual lending partner and their specific underwriting criteria. So, is a cosigner always required when applying for a student loan through LendKey? The short answer is, not necessarily, but it's often a significant factor in the approval process and the terms you receive. Here's a more nuanced breakdown of when you might need a cosigner on LendKey. 1. Limited or no credit history. This is perhaps the most common reason why a cosigner might be required. If you're a recent high school graduate or have little to no experience using credit cards or taking out loans, your credit score will likely be thin or non-existent. Lenders rely heavily on credit scores to gauge your creditworthiness, your history of borrowing and repaying money. Without a solid credit history, lenders may see you as a higher-risk borrower, making a cosigner with a strong credit profile essential. 2. Low income. Even if you have some credit history, if your current income is limited or unstable, lenders might be hesitant to approve your loan application on your own. They need to be confident that you'll have the means to make regular loan payments. A cosigner with a stable and sufficient income can provide that reassurance. 3. Insufficient credit score. Your credit score is a numerical representation of your creditworthiness. Different lenders have different minimum credit score requirements. If your credit score falls below a particular lender's threshold, even if you have some credit history, you might still need a cosigner to qualify for a loan through LendKey. 4. Loan amount. The amount of money you're looking to borrow can also play a role. For larger loan amounts, lenders may have stricter requirements, including the need for a cosigner, to mitigate their risk. So, how do you determine if you specifically need a cosigner when applying for a student loan on LendKey? The best way to find out is to start the application process. LendKey's platform will likely guide you through the required information, including your financial details and credit history. Based on this information, the lending partners you're matched with will assess your eligibility. Here are some steps you can take and factors to consider. 1. Check your credit report. Before you even start applying, it's a good idea to get a free copy of your credit report from each of the major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Review them carefully for any errors or inconsistencies. Understanding your current credit standing will give you a better sense of whether you might need a cosigner. 2. Understand lender requirements. While LendKey connects you with various lenders, each lender will have its own specific eligibility criteria. As you go through the application process on LendKey, pay close attention to any information provided about cosigner requirements. 3. Be prepared to provide financial information. You'll likely need to provide details about your income, employment history, and other financial obligations. Having this information readily available will streamline the application process. 4. Consider the benefits of a cosigner. Even if not strictly required, even if you technically qualify for a student loan on your own through LendKey, having a cosigner with a strong financial profile could potentially lead to more favorable loan terms, such as a lower interest rate. A lower interest rate can save you a significant amount of money over the life of the loan. Who can be a cosigner? Typically, a cosigner needs to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident with a good credit history and a stable income. Common cosigners include parents, grandparents, siblings, or other close relatives. It's a significant responsibility for the cosigner, as it directly impacts their credit score and financial well-being. Therefore, it's crucial to have an open and honest conversation with your potential cosigner about the terms of the loan and your repayment plan. Applying for student loans can feel overwhelming, and the question of needing a cosigner adds another layer of complexity. While LendKey provides access to a variety of lending partners with potentially different requirements, the need for a cosigner often boils down to your individual credit worthiness and financial profile. By understanding the role of a cosigner, checking your credit, and being prepared with your financial information, you can navigate the LendKey application process with greater clarity and confidence. Remember to explore all your options, including federal aid and scholarships, to make your educational dreams a reality. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.